Alabama, we will start taking questions right here in the front row. Jerry.
Yeah, Ben Manouche from 103.9 The Ump in Huntsville, Alabama. Y'all are widely considered to be the best wide receiving group in the country. Do y'all have a nickname for yourselves?
Yes, we call each other the ride-outs.
The Rideouts?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
To your left, second row.
Jerry, obviously you guys came up short in the national championship game against Clemson, and in the way that it occurred, do you think that, what kind of motivation that gives you guys heading into this year, getting very close to the mountaintop once again, but falling short this time? Does that give you some added motivation?
Yeah, it was really a tough loss last year to Clemson, which was a great team. But like Coach said, we always say, so what, now what? So what, we lost last year. So now what? Now what we're going to do about it to improve our game this year to not finish off the season like how we did last year.
To your left over here.
Jerry, with your receiving core this year, you, Ruggs, Devontae, and Jalen, and other guys, just what are the expectations that you guys have set for yourself this season? Because it seems like really the sky's the limit.
Yeah, we have high expectation for ourselves this year. We had a great season last year, but haven't finished strong. But, there's always things we need to improve on to better ourselves, to improve our game so we could have a better season than we did last year.
Jerry, to your right, second row.
Soraya Ponder, Tuscaloosa News. Being the Belikov Award winner, what are you trying to improve this season?
There's a lot that I need to improve on, such as my fundamentals of the game, little things like that, knowing how to run certain routes against certain coverages, knowing why I'm running them routes like that. So there's a lot I need to improve on to better myself as a player.
To your left on the second row.
Jordan Campbell, Fox Sports Shows. Jerry, do you feel you're the best receiver in the nation?
I feel like I'm pretty good, but there's a lot of great receivers out there too. So we all got our different differences. So.
To your right, against the wall, please.
Michael Bradden from Saturday Down South. So obviously a lot of people think Alabama's got the best receivers in the nation. And Coach O and the LSU defensive backs, they've come in here and said they have the best defensive backs in the nation. Do you agree? And is that a matchup you look forward to?
Can you repeat that, please?
Do you agree? Coach O and Grant Delpit came in here and said they have the best defensive backs in the nation. Do you agree with that? And is that a matchup that you and the Alabama receivers look forward to every year?
Yeah, they got a great team. They should think they're the great defensive back in the nation. I feel like that's how every team should think for themselves. But yeah, they always give us a good challenge when we play against them. That's a team that we always interested in playing. But that's not a team that we are focused on at the moment. We focus on team game by game. So when we play that team, that's when we'll focus on them.
Jerry, right here, third row in the middle.
Quinn Lawson with WFF in Huntsville. Jerry, talk about your chemistry between Tua and yourself, and as well as the overall wide receiver corps. What are some of the things you want to improve on between you and Tua and you and Ruggs, or just in general?
Tua, we had created chemistry at the opening. So ever since then, we just had a bond coming to Alabama. There's a lot of stuff we need to work on, just new plays, because we have a new coaching staff, new plays that we need to figure out, the details and fundamentals of those plays. So there's stuff like that we need to focus on as a receiver group and as an offense.
In the middle in the camera bank, if you could speak loudly, please.
We already asked you if you're the best wide receiver in the nation. Is Tua the best quarterback in the nation?
Yeah, I believe so. In my opinion, I believe Tua is the best quarterback in the nation. In my opinion, he showed that also too. So he had a great season last year, and I'm excited to see what he do this year too.
Yes, in the back. Go ahead.
Alabama News Network in Montgomery. Alabama's had some of the top receivers come through, like ranking the receivers. You, Kevin Ridley,
It's just a great feeling being listed by them group of the guys, great receivers such as Calvin Lamar Cooper, Julio Jones. So it's just a blessing being known compared to one of those top guys.
Jerry, to your left, standing up.
Hey, Jerry, how you doing, buddy? I know you're used to being the center of attention, but when you walk through those doors here at the Winfrey, what was that experience like? Because you guys get mobbed as players, and where the fans can actually touch you. So, what was your emotions? What were you experiencing there?
It's just like a post game after a game. So it's just like the fans come up to you, sign balls and stuff. So that's something I'm kind of used to. But you know, it's a great feeling knowing there's people that's out there rooting for you, motivating you, and just like support you for what you're doing. So it's a great feeling having the fans out there supporting us like that.
To your right on the second row.
Hey, Judy. About a month ago, you worked out with AB. How was that workout? And I think about 3 weeks ago, you and other receivers were going against the DBs. How did that come about?
Yeah, I hit up AB on Instagram, and he just texted me and told me to come over. So I went over there. We got a lot of good work in, and he taught me a lot, such as taking care of my body, so things like that.
To your left on the third row.
AJ Spare, 90.7 WVUA-FM Tuscaloosa. Jerry, you spoke on your relationship with Tua. Can you talk a little bit about your relationship and the receivers' relationship with Mac Jones and some of the younger quarterbacks and how they've progressed leading into the 2019 season?
They progressed a lot. Freshman Talia Tagovailoa and Matt Jones. We actually got some work in like last week with Matt Jones, so just to improve. He wanted to get some work in to improve with himself, and we improved working on ourselves too as well. So he's doing a great job.
In the middle, second row.
Carolyn Grace, WAFF out of Huntsville, Alabama. Going off of a previous question, how has your relationship with Tua changed, if at all, this offseason, knowing that he's the only quarterback that you have to build chemistry with?
I don't think it haven't changed. You know, we keep that same chemistry, that same bond. You know, just go out there every day, compete to better ourselves, and just work every day just to be the best player that we can be to help our team get to the national championship.
In the middle, second row again.
Jason Marks at 730 The Ump in Huntsville, Alabama. A new offensive coordinator this year in Steve Sarkisian. Talk about the transition from Mike Loxley to Sark.
I won't say there's a lot of big transition. Coach Sarkisian, he just brought some stuff that he had in the NFL to him here to the Alabama, so he didn't really switch a lot of things. He just added, changed it or tweaked a little bit of the offense and just added his way into it.
Do we have another one in the middle? Did you?
Sure. I know you get asked this a lot, but who is the fastest player on the team?
The fastest player, Henry Ruggs. He got elite speed, real fast.
We have Jerry for 5 more minutes. Anybody else? Okay, right here, camera bank.
Hey, Jerry, Jacques Doucet, WAFB TV. Were you surprised that the LSU game was so lopsided last year, as big as you guys won, and your feelings on that game? Has it lost some of its luster because of the fact you guys have won so many years in a row?
No, I won't really say surprised. I say, we came in there with that expectation, just to try to dominate every opponent, and I feel like we did a great job in executing plays and having a great game on both sides of the ball. So I won't really say surprised. I feel like we just executed our game plan.
To your right against the wall again.
Hey, Jerry, I wanted to know, when Jalen Hurts left for Oklahoma, do you still keep in touch with him? And you guys ever talk about potentially seeing each other in the college football playoff?
Actually, I talked to Jalen Hurts like last weekend, but we never really talked about seeing each other in the college playoff. I mostly asked him how is it up there? What's the difference between Oklahoma and Alabama? Stuff like that, stuff in that nature.
To your left on the second row.
Jerry, the University of Alabama has been such a powerhouse in college football for so long now. Yeah, as a player, being kind of a part of that machine, do you ever get a chance to just kind of stop and take it in? I mean, Bryant-Denny is such a wonderful environment. The fan base is, so hungry and so thirsty for victories. And do you ever get a chance to stop and take all that in? And what's your thoughts about just the Alabama fan base in general?
Yeah, of course. Before every game, you just run out there and you see a whole bunch of fans just screaming and yelling your name. You just sit there and think like, this is an amazing feeling. Having a amazing fan base supporting us. It's great being an Alabama football player, knowing all them fans supporting.
Right here in the front row.
Jerry, Dean McMillan, 24/7 Sports, Bama Online. Outside of Tua, over the summer, have you had an opportunity to work with the younger quarterbacks, and what are your thoughts on some of those guys since they were right on campus?
I worked with the young quarterbacks. They're great quarterbacks. They are ready to get better and compete and learn the offense. So it's great having quarterbacks that's ready to learn and better themselves to help them have an opportunity to play this season and get better.
In the middle on camera bank again. Straight ahead.
Not looking forward, but to like a possible NFL draft. A lot of people say that you're going to be not just the first receiver off the board, but possibly the number one pick in the draft. And that could possibly be the first one since Keith Johnson. How do you respond to those type analysis?
Yeah, I be seeing that people be tagging me on that on social media, but that's not really what my focus is, because once you just have a bad season, all that expectation is out the window. So I'm focused on just having a great season to help my team get to the championship and just better myself day by day.
Last two questions up on the camera bank on the end, please.
Jerry, when Alabama lost to Clemson in 2016, Coach Saban talked about not wasting that feeling. Is there any message in particular he's talking to you guys from that going into this season?
Can you repeat that, please?
In 2016, Coach Saban talked about not wasting the feeling after falling to Clemson in the national championship. Is there any message he's driving home going into this season of redemption or anything?
I won't really say. We don't really focus on what happened last year, like I said, or the year of 2016. We just focus on what can we do to improve our game and improve to be a better team than we was last year. So we focus on day by day and game by game to improve our system and fundamentals on being the best team we could be to get to the national championship.
Final question right here on the end of the camera bank.
Hi, Jerry. With such a rigorous practice schedule y'all have and training in the off season, what kind of activities or hobbies do you have that you do to wind down and kind of just relax?
Sleep. But I don't really say I'm so like addicted to football that that's the only thing I love doing. So I either like watch film, train, or watch highlights. So that's mostly like my hobby is football. I won't say I love football. I say I'm addicted to it.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.